welcome to Beth Roars, where we look at your favourite singers to find out what makes them, them. Before we start, you can find me on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram. My handle is @BethRoars. Also, please do check out my website, bethroars.com, where you can book a singing lesson from me. I do lessons both in London, UK and online. And last but not least, do check out my Patreon, which is patreon.com/BethRoars, where you can get more exclusive content and guarantee that your request does happen, like this very request. This is a request by Aaron. Hey Aaron, thank you very much. I don't know this band at all. So I've had a little Google and I found out that all these guys went to Berkeley. They met there, which is an amazing college, but they all dropped out because they wanted to work on the roots or the start of what this band would become. I don't think it was quite what it is now. And, well, they did well, but I bet they're all amazing musicians because Berkeley don't just let in anyone. What you're about to see and hear is exactly the way that it went down on a rainy night in Japan. I can hear the rain. $0.80, loving it already. But then with some like, it's like 80s rock. I love it. It's like watching Rock of Ages. They're living the lifestyle. Burning hearts. Even on his intro, he's using a growl on the yeah! And it's less of a fry growl and more of a false vocal folds growl. Instead of being like, in that place with a little bit more tone. I am just starting to learn about growls because so many of you love metal and I want to know more about it and how it's produced. I am not an expert right now, but that's what I heard on the internet last week.
Are you ready to have a good time?
Yeah!
This is Art, Images and Words. This is Under a Glass Moon.
I love his hair. So big and curly. Very clean drums. Very clean. It's so perfect, that drummer. It doesn't almost sound real. Ah, his hair's shiny. So that's more of a tell me. He's really in this forward placement and then he's adding that growl on, which is done by the false folds. It's not done by your actual vocal folds that would be horrible for them. So the false folds are not the true vocal folds. The vocal folds are the one that make the noise. False folds are above and can kind of get in the way and cause distortion. And that's what's happening here.
Chase the water racing from the sky. Always beside me.
Really open.
Flooding from my eyes. Now there's flashlights in my dreams. Liquid shadows, silence that screams.
So generally, he's keeping quite a light tone the whole way through. It's not heavy, it's not pitched chest voice, which is great, but it's all about the distortion on top. So some of it's the fry growl, which is putting this sound on top of it. To find that, you can start from the place and then add the actual tone through, or it's the false fold sound. That's the one that you sometimes have to be careful with because you don't want to put any strain on the wrong area. And he's keeping it very shouty. What are these notes? So these are super high and they're really well mixed, but they've got that punch behind it. Some of them is keeping really straight, no vibrato, and that's what's making it sound like a shout. It feels really tribal almost, and then he's going for that big 80s rock vibrato on some of those kind of mid-range for him. I would say that is pretty high for most guys, but he seems very comfortable in his mix. Ooh! He's amazing at these distortions. I need lessons from him. So that's the creak, the vocal fry sound on those lower stuff. Wow. Wow. I'm amazed. What is amazing about it is that he just switches it on and off. So it's like, on this note I want the distortion, on this one I don't. And he's placing them all in different places dependent on where it is in his range. So you can hear when it's more of a fry sound, when it comes from kind of further back in a more kind of guttural place. And then sometimes he's just so clean. And these high notes are, I mean, it's high for me. I'm a woman. I so want to learn how to make these distortions. Well, this is almost funk with the rhythms. They're great players. I knew they would be. I loved it dropping out to the bass then. These guys are mad. I want a bass solo. I hope I get one. You just get that like billet-like drum. So good. Ah! I promise you, everyone's going to be like, you'll be trying to sing this at home and you'll be pushing that chest voice to try and get these notes. You will never get there. He is going into a lighter place. It may even feel more like a head voice to him with a bit of twang, and he's just adjusted it to boost the right harmonics, but it's certainly not a chest voice, even though it sounds strong. You can see how close he is to the mic. It may not be as loud as you think. Wow. 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 It's amazing. I wish I had more knowledge about distortions to pass over to you guys, but that was amazing. And I know a few things that you must be really, really careful when you're doing it. If it starts to hurt, you must stop. When you begin, you may not be placing it right, so only practice for like 10 minutes a day and then build it up as you become more proficient at it. Make sure you're doing it in the right way. I'm not the person to ask. Go to someone like Melissa Cross is the classic, but there are loads of people who work on distortions. If you look at CVT teachers, a lot of them work with distortions and growls and things like that. Also, I do know that you shouldn't have to worry about volume too much. You can see how close his mic is. He isn't producing a really, really loud sound. It's just a really resonant sound. So it sounds full. He's got full chord closure, and then he's distorting it on top by either the false folds or using that fry sound. And that's what's giving these effects. But it's not like a shout or a scream like you might do if you were scared or trying to be aggressive, I suppose. It can be a lot less. You can rely on your microphone these days because no one really sings without a microphone unless you're doing an opera job, and this isn't opera. So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please do like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!